What if you could make more money and multiply your impact with books without selling thousands of copies? Wouldn't you want to find out just how to do that? Well, that's what the show is all about.
Hi, I'm Hennika Watkins, Porter, speaker, coach, author of Podcast Power, and the host of the Entrepreneurial You podcast, inviting you to listen to the Authorpreneur Secrets podcast, brought to you by Ruth Taylor, best-selling indie author and the Caribbean's most trusted voice on entrepreneurship. Get ready to dominate entrepreneurship.
It's episode 186 of the Authorpreneur Secrets podcast. I'm your host, Ruth Taylor, and in today's show, I am going to share a strategy for those who would like to write and publish a book in 30 days during the Small Book Big Impact Challenge in November. The question of how to publish a book is a question I get a lot. And so what I'm going to do is giving you like a 4-week plan, how you would break it down for the challenge. And I trust that you'll find this episode both insightful and informative as we move closer to the Small Book Big Impact Challenge, which starts on November 1. Stay tuned.
Your book is the perfect spark to get the fire going in your personal life, career, business, or ministry. Light that book spark today.
All right, so it is 5 days away from the start of the Small Book Big Impact Challenge in November. That's the annual writing challenge where I encourage persons to end the year strong with the writing of the first draft of a book, and we know that that can change your life. Now, I'm recording this on the eve of what should be Hurricane Melissa's arrival in Jamaica, and so I want to ensure that at least one episode goes out. I'm not sure what's going to happen in a few days or how badly my area will be affected by the hurricane. It's the first one to make landfall in 37 years. And so I trust that our island, the damage will be minimal and that somehow it will still drift, but that the effect will not be as catastrophic as has been predicted. So pray for Jamaica, pray for the other islands affected because Haiti is affected, and then it might affect Turks and Caicos Islands. Anyway, while there's life, there is hope. And so if you're still planning to use November to write your book, this episode is still important. We've already shared some writing tips, and naturally following writing is publishing. This is the number one question I still get every week, and so you'll want to know the steps. And if you're taking the challenge about write and publish in November, this is important. So I must state categorically that if you are planning to publish, try to aim for the ebook version. I caution against the paperback version. Not that it cannot be done, but it's best to actually print it and see it. So I know it is possible because when I did my first novella, it was actually written and published in 10 days. And I actually got a printed copy so that I could release both the ebook and the paperback formats. So it is possible. So it would mean that you would have to do a rocket writing thing whereby maybe you write the book in a weekend or in 24 hours like I have done, or in the first week. And then it needs to be small, right? So week 2, you would have finished the manuscript, and now you want to get eyes on it, at least one or two other eyes on it who will promise to read and get back to you quickly, uh, to help you with the editing. And there are different levels of editing. So you want to see if the information is well organized, it's not confusing, it's flowing, the main message that you want to get across, you've gotten that across. If it's your memoir, you want to ensure that there's nothing in it that you can be held liable or sued for defamation of character. Use pseudonyms if you have to, and all of those precautionary measures. You can use ChatGPT to help, or other tools, Pro Writing Aid or Grammarly, to help with the editing to ensure that it is grammatically well structured, and your sentences are flowing and it is organized. So you have those 3 editing tools that you can use, but it's important to still connect with a human editor if it is possible, and that person has the time to look it over in a week or a week and a half. So that's why I wouldn't encourage beyond 30,000 words, because the more words you write, it will take longer. But you really want some beta readers, 1 or 2, to give you feedback to see if what you've written makes sense or if it is worth presenting just now. Because if the manuscript is messy, you're going to need a longer time to rewrite and to clean up. So when I'm doing my writing and publishing sprints, which I have done in 30 days, which I've done in 24 hours, I'm usually writing about something I'm very knowledgeable about. And it's usually easy writing. If it's a devotional, it will be easy. If it is a how to teaching guide, it should also be easy. If it's a children's book, it should also not be as difficult, because you're working with shorter content. So we're talking about 15,000 words is good, or up to 20,000 words. While all of that is happening too, once you've settled on the title and the subtitle, you can outsource the cover, right? So that's on Fiverr. You can do that. Or if you have the skills, you can use Canva or use the same AI tools, for example, ChatGPT, and ask it to design a cover for you. You tell it what color you want, you describe what you want on it, and you feed it the information. So several of my covers for the books that I did this year were actually created using ChatGPT. If it's a children's book, you would want to make sure that within a week or a week and a half, that you actually have the illustrations done. Again, AI can help, but you can also hire someone. I recently found a very good illustrator on Fiverr who did 30 odd illustrations for me within a week. So sometimes you have those persons who work fast, and then if it's illustration, you have to go back and forth to say what to fix. If you're illustrating, stay away from the edges in terms of the important part of the content. Try to ensure that you design with an imaginary 0.5 inch all around. So anything you don't want to cut off, you keep it within. So maybe it's only color or other non-essential matters of the design are within the main um, areas that you don't want cut off. All right. So that is possible. So the next thing too, after you have the front cover there, is that you need to format. Once you've edited and you're convinced that the material is good, then the next thing is to format. Now, again, you can outsource this. You have a formatter who may return the thing to you in 2 to 3 days, and you work with them upon completion within another week. So you would be in week 3 or even in week 4 now, because 30 days is 4 weeks you're looking at. You can use a formatting tool called Atticus. It has pre-designed templates, and you can use that to design the interior, which is the formatting. So you decide on the book size. You would have decided from that from early, because without the book size, you wouldn't design the cover, right? So that information is fed to the cover designer, and you need to format it, make it look like a book. Choose the size. Is it 5 by 8? Is it 6 by 9? The lower the word count would be the smaller size book that you need, if it's not a children's book that has a lot of illustrations. And after formatting, you still need to be reviewing that multiple times to ensure there are still no errors. To speed up the process, you can read the manuscript aloud. In reading, you very often catch things, but you also need to look at it, because even when you're reading aloud, there may not be any grammatical errors. But if you're not looking at the document, or if you haven't printed it, you won't be able to see sometimes if there's too much space between a word, if 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 your headings are okay, if your page numbers are too close to the footer, or not properly aligned. So you still need to look at the document to ensure that spacing and other matters are okay. You need to look at the parts of a book in proper order to make sure everything is in place. And so I would encourage you to do that. If you have a friend who has published before, who is willing to assist you, you can also connect with them and ask them the different steps. If you are in certain writing groups, like if you're in the Authorpreneurs Facebook group, then you can share your covers and get opinions, because you may have somebody who is a good graphic designer, but the cover that they prepare based on the title and the genre of the book that you are producing, it may not meet the standards. Whether that is your name is too small, whether that is the title of the book is not big enough, whether they're putting like semicolons or colons on the cover to separate the title and the subtitle. You don't do that in designing. And you have to decide, look if the positioning of the words are okay. So look on other books, especially traditionally published book, New York Times bestsellers, and others, to really see if your cover lines up. If not, post the cover in the different groups and get feedback. Does this look good? Is it meeting the criteria? Because somebody will respond. You can do the same thing with a book description. So you wanna start off like with a hook, because which is like the main benefit, outcome, transformation point of the book. It's like a headline. You want to have that stated, or the first line must be attention grabbing, because that's what people will see first online when they are reading, and the attention span is short. So there's a way to write the book description, but you can also ask ChatGPT to help you. Give it the title of the book, paste in the introduction, and you could ask it to give you a 150 word book description and see what it says, and then you can take it from there and refine it. Ask it to give you a number of hooks for the book based on the title, the subtitle, and like I say, you could paste in an introduction or a chapter so that it can have more information to be able to produce what you want. That's how I've been doing it. If you have a local printry, uh, you can order a copy, and some of them can expedite it so that you can get it in a day or two, so that you could read it through and look at it to see if everything is okay. All of that is possible. If you're ordering the proof copy from Amazon, you would have to make sure you start doing that by the end of week 3, the latest, because it will, depending on where you're located. If it's in the US, it can get to you in 2 to 3 days. if you're ordering the proof, and you can look at it and then put it up. It just means that whomever is working with you, if you're not doing everything yourself, they have to be ready to give you the feedback. So you'd have to finish writing within the first week, and then begin editing. Get somebody to give you editorial feedback in 2 to 3 days or within 5 days, and do your cover design quickly. You have folks on Fiverr who will do it in a day. And if you don't like it, that still give you enough time. You can use the AI tools, Pro Writing Aid. You can use Grammarly, and you can use ChatGPT to get feedback and to help you with the grammar, because you're moving fast, and the book description, size, all of that stuff. And then use up the groups that you're a part of, or join a group, or share it with several persons to see, especially those who've published before, is this a good cover? Oh, I didn't mention the ISBN. Usually when I'm doing these rapid publishing things, sometimes I will take the free ISBN. Now you have to weigh the pros and cons of that. We have another episode that discusses ISBNs. It's always good to have your own in your own publishing company's name or imprint, but depending on the purpose of the book, if you want to take a free one, you can do that. No ISBN is needed to publish the ebook version on Amazon. Once you have confirmed the title and the subtitle, and you can do a mock-up formatting in terms of the book size to determine the number of pages. For those applying for ISBNs to the National Library or CARICOM in Jamaica and other Caribbean islands, they often ask you for the page count, which sometimes causes me to delay asking them to assign an ISBN to the book, because I have to wait until it is formatted so that I can respond honestly. But sometimes you can get the ISBN very early. It normally takes 3 to 5 days for them to respond. If you've already purchased the ISBNs and they are holding it, then it's just a matter of filling out the form. You go to the National Library's website, and they have a form that you fill out, and that's how you get the ISBN. In countries like Canada, ISBN is free. So again, you still have to go through some national library, some system, to just Google how to get the ISBN, and you'll be required to put in certain information, the title, subtitle, and other other metadata, as they would call it. That's it in terms of those who are preparing to both write and publish. These are the things that you need to consider. In terms of the SBBI challenge, Small Book Big Impact Challenge, I've already identified the book that I'm going to be working on. It's a book that I started 2 years ago, Untold Journeys, and I have some recorded interviews and some preaching sermons that I need to transcribe and turn those into chapters, and that's what I'll be doing throughout the challenge. I am not going to take on a challenge to write and publish, just to write, because throughout the year I've been doing rocket writing and publishing a book in 24 hours, publishing a book in a month. So I know it's doable, and I have been doing it with regularity. So I want to say, for those who are on the challenge, you should have gotten your email about posting the SBBI badge, that is a Small Book Big Impact badge, on your social media pages to say, I am doing the challenge. And what I want you to do is to either post your daily word count or give a weekly update on your writing progress. In the Authorpreneurs Facebook group, which not everybody is a part of, we'll be having a day sharing the updates and asking for updates. Also, we'll be meeting, God willing, if the effects of Hurricane Melissa is not too devastating. We'll be having the writing sprints every Saturday at 8 a.m. Jamaica time on Zoom. And the link will be resent. It has been sent already for persons to join us for 30 to 45 minutes, where we will come, say what we're writing, and then we will write for 30 minutes. And then some persons can use ChatGPT, for example, to do a quick edit, to further develop it, and then share with us one or two. And that will one or two chapter readings, what you've created, what's the word count, and you can update us on the journey. So that's another gathering for those who are on the challenge that we would have during November. Now things are a little iffy. It all depends on the effects of the hurricane, because if we lose power for several weeks or days, the first weekend might be out. In terms of updates on in self-publishing, I was listening to Joanna Penn's podcast, The Creative Pen, and she said that NaNoWriMo will be no more. So that's National Novel Writing Month. The organization putting that on, I think it is after 2025, they won't be running that anymore. So that used to be the writing challenge, to write a novel of 50,000 words in 30 days. That's not going to be held anymore. And then Dave Chesson launched the Authorpreneur Academy, which is a course he has produced on self-publishing and book marketing, taking a lot of the materials that he has on kindlepreneur.com and turned it into a full-fledged course that gives you writing tips, both for fiction and nonfiction, marketing tips, how to sell more books on Amazon. I've started going through the lessons and I have found it very helpful. As someone who teaches this thing, I found it very helpful. And they had a special whereby it was $99 if you got it within a certain window, and it would be 100 and something after. I'll put a link to it in the show notes. I smiled at the name Authorpreneur Academy because I have my Authorpreneur Secrets Academy, which was started in May 2020. The word entrepreneur wasn't being branded about as much back then. I heard it from Joanna Penn and others, and I loved it. And now the name has become more and more common. And of course, my dissertation is focused on this area, looking at entrepreneurship as a model for sustainable income for Caribbean authors or authors in general. And so when I saw the title, I was very pleased. And I'm glad I have Authorpreneur Secrets trademarked Academy. But more and more, that's the trajectory. There are several Authorpreneur podcasts. And so the term is becoming more and more popular and a normal part of our vocabulary. What I also want to do going into the new year, I usually take October to start planning for the new year. So I've started setting my goals for the new year. And in terms of finishing this quarter, my biggest goal is to submit all 5 chapters of my dissertation. And so by December, mid-December, I need to submit chapters 4 and 5. So pray for me. Hello, Caribbean Legacy Builders. Bamboo Sparks is offering a special Legacy Builder package during the month of October, and it will run from October 19 through to November 15. And this is part of the celebration of National Heritage Month in Jamaica as we seek to build legacies and preserve Caribbean culture and heritage through book publishing. And so during this period, we are encouraging you to sign up for one of our packages, and we're offering a huge bonus. We are offering for the first time something that we've not done before. The Legacy Builder special will run from October 19 to November 15, 2025. And it's open to first-time and returning authors. You're going to get 50% off your second book if this is the first time you are publishing with Bamboo Sparks. It means if you publish a second book with us, you would get 50% discount on any of those two packages. If you sign up during this period as well, we're going to do a 30-day book marketing campaign for you as a bonus. And that would include social media marketing, because it's digital marketing that we do. That would include us trying to help you to get book reviews, soft launch, the online broadcast, and would run some ads as well. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Bamboo Sparks and you don't know the packages that we offer, we are an online publishing services provider, and we work with independent authors to help them to manage the publishing process. So we offer a salon approach. Publishing can be intimidating to a lot of people. First-time authors many times are not sure what to do, and very often they want somebody to handle the heavy lifting for them and to deal with the technology. We also have a lot of busy professionals who come to Bamboo Sparks. So they are leaders and they want to focus on what they do best. So we offer a salon approach to take the hassle out of it for you. And so we offer two main packages. And if you refer persons to Bamboo Sparks and they take a package, you get $50. You can refer them by sending them to the website, or you can send us a message on WhatsApp. Go ahead and sign up. And you do that by going to our website, www.bamboosparks.com. We're fully online, so to get in touch with us, you have to book a call and we'll meet with you on Zoom. All right, that's it for today. Just reminding you that of the making of books, there is no end. Go pen it to win it and dominate authorpreneurship. Ta for now, until next time.